Welcome to the depths of the strange, otherworldly, unknown, paranormal, and much more, where we explore theories that defy logic, reason, and will leave you questioning reality itself. Some stories are very hard to believe they actually happened, yet too strange to be dismissed. In this video, we discuss a very random and mysterious incident that occurred in the US, the terrifying case of Don Decker, the man who made it rain indoors. It was a cold February evening in 1983. In the quiet town of Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, 21-year-old Don Decker was serving time in Monroe County Jail for receiving stolen property. But what began as a routine incarceration would spiral into a nightmarish sequence of events that defied all understanding, leaving witnesses forever changed. The strange occurrences began shortly after the death of Don's grandfather, a man Don later described as a sadistic, abusive figure who terrorized him for years. Don was given a furlough from the jail to attend his grandfather's funeral. At the funeral, Don reportedly felt an icy sensation crawl over his body, as if something malevolent within him had awakened. That same evening, while staying at a friend's house before returning to jail, the air turned inexplicably frigid. Without warning, water began to drip from the walls, the ceiling, even from solid furniture. Droplets would form in midair, coalesce, and fall, though there were no pipes or leaks. And stranger still, the water often defied gravity, moving upward or sideways. Terrified, the house owners called the police. Officers arrived, and to their shock, they too witnessed the impossible rainfall. Moments later, Don fell into an eerie trance, his eyes lifeless, his voice dropping several octaves as he spoke, in what some claimed was an ancient tongue. Even when he returned to jail, the rain followed him. Guards and inmates alike saw moisture materializing from nowhere, running down stone walls that had stood dry for decades. No source could be found. Plumbers were called in. No leaks, no condensation, no rational explanation. What force could summon water from nothing? And why? Did it surround Don alone? To this day, no scientific reasoning has satisfied those who witnessed it firsthand. With all that being said, the following are 3 theories about this strange man who made it rain indoors. The first theory, which most assume to be the case, claims Don Decker was possessed by a demonic entity, an ancient evil that latched onto him after losing his grandfather. Paranormal investigators, clergy, and even hardened police officers believed the phenomena aligned with classical signs of demonic presence: sudden drops in temperature, unexplained moisture, violent mood swings, and physical injuries. Don himself confessed to feeling an invisible presence constantly looming behind him, cold, hateful, watching. During the rain episodes, he would enter deep catatonic trances, his face contorting, his voice deepening to guttural growls. Scratch marks would appear on his arms and torso, and objects reportedly moved on their own, sometimes right before witnesses' eyes. The rain would intensify when Don's anger spiked, droplets striking like tiny needles, moving against gravity, dripping upward from floors to ceilings. Several religious figures attempted blessings and exorcisms, and each time Don would convulse violently, growling profanities in languages no one could identify. All signs of demonic possession. Was Don Decker a vessel for a demon? A force drawn by his suffering, using his broken spirit as a gateway to the physical world? Those present believed it with absolute certainty. The second theory is a lesser-spoken theory about Don Decker. It suggests his bizarre phenomenon wasn't a demonic occurrence, but a generational curse set in motion decades before his own time. According to whispered folklore in his Pennsylvania hometown, Don's grandfather, James Decker, was a man with many enemies. Rumors claim James was involved in dark dealings, land disputes, betrayals, and possibly occult practices in the 1930s and 40s. Several locals who suffered at James's hands supposedly sought out an old practitioner of Appalachian folk magic, sometimes called a powwow doctor, to place a binding curse not on James, but on his bloodline. The curse was designed to trap one of his descendants as a vessel for restless elemental spirits, doomed to manifest storm and sorrow wherever they went. The theory holds that Don became the chosen conduit the moment his grandfather died, triggering the ancient curse into activation. The eerie indoor rainfalls and paranormal activity were not Don's doing, but the work of unseen entities bound to his family's karmic debt. Water, long associated with spirits and purification in old magic, became the medium through which the past's sins manifested. The oppressive force witnessed by clergy, police, and civilians alike wasn't random. It was vengeance enacted through the bloodline, with Don as the unfortunate target. Some believe the curse lingers still, waiting to claim another Decker descendant when the time is right, bringing storms where none should be and unsettling the balance between worlds. The third, and perhaps most odd theory, suggests Don himself was the source, not as a possessed vessel or a cursed heir, but as a psychic anomaly. There are humans who have unique abilities that stand out from the rest. Wim Hof is known for withstanding extreme cold conditions, Joe Cameron, who feels almost no pain, and Stig Severinsen, who can hold his breath for 20+ minutes. Could Don possess psychokinetic manifestation abilities? Was he subconsciously manifesting his own torment, each droplet a tear from his broken psyche? And if so, what else might he have been capable of? The ability of the mind to unconsciously affect the physical environment has been documented in rare cases under extreme emotional trauma. Don had endured years of unspeakable abuse. His grief, rage, and buried trauma may have reached a breaking point, unleashing a primal force from within. What makes this case extraordinary is the water. Never before or since has a documented psychokinetic event involved the spontaneous generation of liquid. This theory suggests thinking outside of the box, that the human mind may be capable of forces science has yet to comprehend, and that beneath grief and trauma could lie dormant powers waiting to be awakened. This makes me wonder if there are others out there with these abilities that have to live in hiding or have been captured by the shadow government to be studied. So, was he possessed, cursed, or an unwilling psychic force of nature? To this day, the case of Don Decker remains one of the most chilling and perplexing supernatural mysteries ever recorded. With numerous eyewitnesses and consistent reports of bizarre phenomena, it stands as a unique and unexplained event in paranormal history. In 2012, he was ironically arrested yet again for arson, and nothing more was ever heard from him again since. I have no idea what to think of this, honestly. What do you think, though? Let me know, as always. That's it for this video. I'm interested to know your own theories and thoughts, so please do share them in the comments. I'm also open to video ideas, so feel free to let me know. If you enjoy my videos, then please like, comment, and subscribe for more. Thank you as always. And don't forget to keep questioning reality.